Okay, so this one is an interesting one, and it's about coffee. It's actually two coffees, because here I have two bags of the same coffee. It is the wonderful Monmouth Coffee Colombian from Nariño, which is one of my favourites that I get quite a lot. And I won't keep, I don't know if that will work. It may work, may not work. Yes, it does. These are both the same, bought at the same time, the same grind. Now, I hear you say, yes, but did you not grind it yourself? I know. I get someone else to grind my coffee because I don't have a lot of space, and I also travel light, which means I haven't got everything in front of me right now, and I'm probably not going to show you as much B-roll as possible. This is an early idea that is basically based on the Hofmeister, Peter Hoffman's video, that's based on a video or research based from a chap called Hamad, which is based on some other research by Mr. Ortola and others, which I will link. Rather than linking to all the others, I'll link to Peter Hoffman's video so you can see, because that is really where all the stuff this comes from. In his video and in Hamad's video, they suggest that humidity, keeping coffee at a higher humidity, keeps it fresher. I have tested this, and I honestly prefer coffee at a higher humidity. Now, I'm not going to make a video about that, because obviously the Hofmeister has done that much better than I have or can or will at the moment. But it got me thinking. I am a very big fan of sous vide, and I'm a very big fan of coffee not drying out. Essentially, there's another video coming in a minute where I take a coffee from the previous order that I've got and a coffee from the new order and compare the two. And essentially, the problem is that coffee is drying out. Now, what I have been experimenting with is the humidity, and that kind of works. But what I realised is, what is the shutter? What is actually drying out the coffee? It's air. And I've seen this from sous vide, and what enables you to keep things in a vacuum pressure for longer, it's the lack of air. So I have been putting the same coffee in two separate bags, but one of them I have been sucking the air out of with a little machine I'll try and show you in a second. Yeah, there's no air left in there. And the other one I haven't, and I've been taking coffee out of these back to back and tasting them as they've been developing over the last 10 days. And the difference is quite remarkable. Now, I've struggled to kind of, I've done a load of video that will probably be thrown away where I sort of pour the two together. I mean, in video it's very hard to convey things like smell and aroma, because scratch and sniff video is still but a concept. But even every time I open this bag, the aroma of the one that is kept in a vacuum without air is better. There's two things you need to do, obviously, to remember when you're doing this. Is A, to try and squeeze the air out of the bag itself, which I do by folding it back over on itself like that. And then in the bag, I put it in the bag. I'll show you with some B-roll, hopefully. I put it in this bag, which, to keep them in the same sort of bag. And then I've got the vacuum bag that I use for sous vide, which I shall show you. And the reason I've not shown all this now is that I want to get this video out because I think it's rather interesting, and I would encourage other people to follow along these lines. And in the next few weeks / months, I'm going to be experimenting with coffee grains, beans, as it were, unground. I know I'm finally going to get myself a grinder, but I'm not going to spend, someone's disposable income on a grinder. I'm going to get a normal. I do want to see the benefits of a burr grinder. I have had burr grinders before. One of the things I used to carry when I was very special is a ceramic conical burr grinder, but I don't always have an hour to grind some coffee. But yeah, I suppose it's good to do, on a lazy arms day, maybe. But anyway, it's going to be a proper grinder. I have sometimes even put the electric drill on it. Yes, I can be quite impatient sometimes. But anyway, I just thought I would get this one out. And if you haven't seen it yet, have a look at the other one where I take one of my favourite Brazilian coffees, back to back, one that has been opened in my previous purchase. I order coffee every few weeks. I haven't looked at it mathematically or in any sort of scientific manner, but generally order every few weeks. And this coffee, for anyone who cares, is, well, they're both from the same date, but they are from the 15th of February. One of the lovely things about Monmouth is that usually it is very fresh. But yeah, they're both ground to the same. I was absolutely astonished at not only when you open the bag, the aroma, and if you think about it, the aroma is still alive from the humidity that is there. As the coffee gets drier, it loses its aroma. Now that's something that I wasn't necessarily replicating as well by just keeping it humid with my cigar humidor. And I think the reason for that is that what is better at keeping stuff from drying is not humid air, but no air. Now this is going to be an interesting one for some. Others are just going to go, my God, you take your coffee way too seriously. And I do, but not as seriously as others on the internet, as you well know. So yeah, let me know. What do you think? How airtight do you keep your coffee? Try putting coffees back to back. I'm going to try this with beans, and I'm going to try it with an espresso ground. This is a filter ground, so it's kind of medium size, or quite coarse, I'd say. And yeah, the results are quite astonishing, and they get more astonishing by the day, in that, 10 days in... Did I say February? Oh yes, it expires on the 15th of February. So there's a 3-month expiration date, so this would have been from the 15th of December, just before I left. So from the 15th, yeah, it's about just under 10 days. So just under 10 days, one of them still smells almost box fresh. The other one is not unfresh, but it's borderline stale, I would say. So yeah, next to try is beans. See if it makes a difference. I suspect with beans there will be less of a difference. And the next one to try is obviously espresso grind. And I suspect with an espresso grind, because it is ground finer, the effects will be even more pronounced. So I look forward to doing a few more of these experiments, and I look forward to getting this video out, and I will catch you in the next one. It even tastes fresher. It's just astonishing. It really is. I mean, it's just night and day. There's a lot of air left in here. Even if you try. So one way you can try and squeeze it out is like that. But still, a lot of air left in. As can be seen by that. The smaller packet, you see there's no air. There's air. Me? Obsessive? Yeah. What do you mean? I think that's a perfectly normal way to keep your coffee. Everyone has one of these, doesn't they? Yeah. I just assume they do. Yes. Okay, this may be a little bit obsessive, but I cannot argue with the results. So it's up to you. I still think this is a lot more socially acceptable than weighing water. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. You obviously feel free to disagree. But yeah, this works. And also, when you're extracting the air, it smells amazing. Oh yes, reminds you of what you've just made. And so yeah, you can see it has kind of been successful for me. I even went away again
for a period, came back, and the coffees are, normally if you go away for a few days, you come back and you notice the coffees have degraded. They have not degraded anywhere near as much as they would have done had they not been, shrimp wrapped like a shrimp in a shrimp shrink wrap thing. And on that note, I shall see you in the next one with some other things that I've started vacuuming in the wine department. Oh yes, everything is getting vacuumed right now. So long, suckers.
You can still hear that bulldozer trembling the foundations as it digs the snow out of the path. And there's quite a bit of snow, as you can see. It's about 1 metre, 3 feet of snow. Settled snow.